So hello everyone. Thank you to be here this morning. And for this conference, I wanted to explore with you the benefits of NoCode app builders and what we can see exploring some data. My name is Jerome. I'm one of the partners of GoodBarber. GoodBarber is a no-code app builder. And with our product, users can create native apps for iOS, Android, a wide range of apps. It can be e-commerce apps, apps for newspapers, for communities, apps for content creators, and so on. And our product is in business since more than 10 years now. And this is the reason why I wanted this morning to explore with you what we can learn from this journey regarding the experience we have on this field. So a few words about the product just before beginning. We belong of a type of no-code tools that is, I would say, emerged from the first wave of no-code tools. And at the time we started the product, it was the beginning of the App Store, and it was the time where we could create apps for the first time. And our goal was to build a tool that allows everyone to be able to use this technology and propose apps for their audience. And so we targeted at the very beginning people with, of course, no coding skills, but also no technical skills. And when I say that, I mean people who didn't know what a database is, how to create relation, how to structure a database, how to create views and workflows and so on. The type of things you need to master now when you are using recent no-code tools, which are very flexible, and you can do a wide variety of things. And so that's why we saw this shift, and we put a focus on two things. Leveraging the power of native technologies, and also put a lot of research and development on design. And that's led to the success of our product. So the first benefit we can see is regarding to cost. So with an app builder, you can reduce the development cost to put your app on the market. So when you create an app, you need to develop this app in 3 technologies. So one for iOS, one for Android, and if you want to be also on the web, you need to develop in another technology. So you need to have those skills in your team or yourself to be able to build an app for those 3 platforms you're targeting to deliver your app on. So the App Store, the Play Store, and also the web. So it's 3 times the job. And with an app builder, you can reduce this cost because usually with one tool, you can publish and distribute your app on 3 platforms. Building the app is one thing, and distributing it is one thing, but also you have to maintain it. And here also, with an app builder, you can reduce the costs related to this maintenance. One example, every year, platforms are releasing updates of their OS, and the SDKs are new, and you need to adapt. So you need to rebuild your app to be able to to keep with the pace of those changes. And if you don't, then the risk is that your app can be removed from the store. I don't know if you've seen this summer, Google have sent a lot of mails to all their developer base. I mean, people who are publishing apps in the Play Store, alerting them that if they don't rebuild and publish updates of their apps with a recent version of the Google SDK, the app will be removed from the store. And so that's a lot of work to do because you have to redo the process of building and adapting your app and your changes. And that's the job of the app builder to do that, because we do it once, we update our engine, and all our users benefit from this work, and they can very quickly update their app, publish it on the store, and stay online and continue to get traffic and to increase their audience. So here, as you can see, if you're not, if you don't have a version that is, if you have a version that is older than 1 year, you put yourself at risk to be removed from the Play Store. It's also true in terms of maintenance that every year phones are getting phones are upgraded. Every year there is new version of phones, and sometimes aspect ratios, resolutions, and things like that are changing. And if you want your app to stay up to date, to be, if you want that your app is enjoyable to use, you need also to adapt to those changes. And it means recoding and resubmitting new version and so on. And the job of the app builder is also to keep things updated so that you benefit from those changes. So for instance, if you compare the iPhone 8 and the iPhone 15, you see some changes in the design of the phone, and also on the screen, you have now the dynamic island. Before you didn't, and when the iPhone 10 was released, for instance, there were the notch on the screen to be able to use Face ID. That implied, in terms of design, some modifications so that all the screen, all the real estate on the screen was usable. Otherwise, you could have on your app two black bands. That was not very good to see. So when using an app builder, that's the first benefit. The cost of owning an app is divided by 10. On average, you save 10 times the money when using the app builder instead of doing the app by yourself if you want to be distributed on the 3 platforms. Second benefit, you save time with the app builder. You save time in several ways. For instance, as I said at the beginning, with some products and with our products, for instance, all basic workflows are already integrated in the product. Here on the screen, you have an example of a workflow from a list of items to the detail of an item, and those relations exist already. And when you build the app, you don't have to redo all this process. It's already done on the product. So you save time also when you design, when you choose elements, when you want to put some features in your app that are already pre-made. So here you have an example of a map widget. So if you want to display point of interest in your app, those kind of elements already exist. They have been already designed, and you just have to fine-tune them so that it fits the look and feel of your brand. Same for content. Some tools integrate already a database, so no need to create a database and to think about how it will be structured. It's already structured, and you just have to fill it. So here, for instance, it's an example of an article of articles. So basically, it's an item with a title, a description, some metadata like the author, the date, and so on. Those things already exist. And since they already exist, it's already possible for our designers and the designers of the app builder to display those elements in certain views that you're going to use later on and customize. And the same applies also to dedicated features for a certain type of apps. Here you have an example of an app for click and collect or local delivery, where you need to define some time slots where your shop is open or when your driver can deliver the goods to the customer. And all this logic has already been thought about, and you just have to adapt this feature to the needs of your shop. So you save a lot of time thanks to those elements that are already available in the app builder. Another thing which is very important, to avoid mistakes, because our designers and the designers of the app builder have already reflected on how to display things on the interface. So here, for instance, it's an example of how we deal with shortcuts in the interface of our apps. So if you put more than 3 shortcuts in one of the views of your app, then there will be an additional menu where the user can select the shortcuts, because we want the interface to stay clean and uncluttered. That's a way for our users to avoid design mistakes and have clean interfaces and produce interfaces that their end users will be happy to use, and also interfaces their end users are used to use, because when you publish an app, you're in competition with other big brands, and UI and UX and things that people are used to do when they are using other apps, you need to also be at the same level and propose the same behavior. Another fact that makes you gain time is that you create once your project and you get published on 3 platforms twice. So here it's an example of a food app from one of our customers who proposes recipes and is available on 3 platforms: iOS, the Play Store, the App Store, and the web through a progressive web app. And when he designed his project, he did it once through a backend graphical interface, and then it was published on the 3 platforms so that he can reach his audience where they are and where they like to be. Another thing that takes time when you're building native apps is the publication process. So you need to build your app, you retrieve a binary file, and this binary file needs to be uploaded to the stores. So you need to send it to Apple. Apple will make a review and decide if they are okay to put it on their store. That's the same for Google. And this process also takes time. And if you want, you can require the services of the app builder to do it for you. So it's a way for you to gain time and also to get some advice on what to do, what to improve in your app so that it has better chances to get approved. So in our case, for instance, we have a dedicated team that help our users to send apps to the review, and we check different points, and we work with the users to improve their app so that they get the best chances to get approved by the store. And our users love this service because they gain a lot of time, and also it's a kind of insurance for them because they benefit from our experience to get published. So with this time-saving benefits, what do we see? When I looked at our user base, I've seen that half of our users build their app in less than 15 days. So that's one of the metrics that we've seen. When you look at the time it takes for users to build their app, and you divide that by deciles, you see that half of the users take less than 15 days to build their app. And if we go further, we see that it takes less than a month for 70% of our users to build their app. The third benefit I see, and it's a little bit personal, when I say personal, it's regarding our company, is leveraging on native tech. Why? Because we made the choice to produce apps with native technologies. So our apps are developed in Swift for iOS, in Kotlin for Android, and in Angular for progressive web apps. And we did that for several reasons. First, when you build apps with those technologies, apps are faster. We made some benchmark with other tools that use hybrid technologies, and we saw a difference in terms of speed. And if you compare, for instance, the transition from a list to an article, you see a huge difference in terms of time to access the article. And it's, the reason is simple. It's because with native technologies, you speak directly with the hardware of the phone. And with other technologies, there is a layer between the hardware and your code that had some delays. So we in this industry always are speaking about native versus other technologies. And yesterday I saw a lot of people who were working on some other technologies, and they were looking for tools to make native apps. So it means that it's a subject that has still a lot of interest. If you look at in the course of the history of apps since the beginning, we've seen kind of back and forth between native, non-native. Remember, Facebook had a native app, then they switched to hybrid technologies, then they went back to native. Same for other brands like Pinterest and so on. So there is still a big interest on native, and I think it's because of those elements like speed, like also fluidity. So for us, it means something, native, non-native, but for our users and the end users, it means nothing. It's very difficult to market the fact that you are creating native apps. But when people are using the app, they see the difference just by using it. So with those technologies, you are able to add some gestures, you are able to add some effects that make your app a little better than the competition, if you know how to use it and if you use it with the good balance. And also, one of those benefits is that when you create those kind of apps, you need to maintain UI, UX, and functional consistency across all the product. And it's quite difficult when you're not a designer. And that's why with the app builder, you're backed. And when you make choices, you can't make mistakes. So here you have some examples of how we deal with the customization of some elements in our app builder. And all those elements are ruled by a design system, meaning that for every element that will be displayed on screen, it has already been defined by our designers so that space management is handled correctly, font and colors are handled correctly, and so on, so that when you start to customize and you choose what you like, you always make harmonious changes. And the result for the end user will be good, and they will like to use your app. Same for columns, the way how we rule how we use the space on the screen, and so on. So regarding all those native elements that we can leverage on with our builder, we saw that 17% of people who make purchases with a brand use the native app of the brand. So let me explain a little bit better this figure. What we did, we looked at 200 apps, 200 projects, sorry, on our platform that are published on the 3 distribution channels. So the App Store, the Play Store, and the web. And when you look at where the order are made, those 200 were shopping apps exclusively, you realize that 73% of the orders were made from the iOS or the Android app. So it means that your customers, people who use your app to make purchases, they like to install your app. Why? For several reasons. Number one, I think for me, and also as an online shopper, is that when you like a brand, you download their app, you are already logged in. You don't have to log all the time. So it's in terms of user experience, it's very good. And also, you can receive push notifications. You can enjoy a lot of services that are less easy to enjoy when you are using the web app. So here you have the repartition by platforms. So you see that we see the tendency that purchases are made on mobile, because the green part of the graph is the orders that are made from desktop. The yellow is what's been done from the mobile version of the app, the web version, the progressive web app. And in red and blue, it's the native apps, iOS and Android. Another fact is that almost half of the users stored their payment information inside the native app. So either they register their credit card, or they use Apple Pay or other types of one-click payment that are already stored on the OS of the device. So those things are easier to do with native apps. So and that's an element that is important if you want to increase your conversion rate and your sales on mobile. So regarding the payment methods, just a detail, you see that credit card, storage, and PayPal are one of the most used platforms regarding the user base we have when we made this statistic. And what I wanted to see also, I was wondering if loyal users were using more the native version or the web version of the apps, and it turned out that it's true. 65% of the orders come from native apps when customers buy 2 times or more. And when we look at more precisely the data, we see that above 10 orders by someone, it's almost exclusively done from the native app. So this confirms a little bit the intuition we had and the vision we had, saying that with our tool, we want our users to be present everywhere. On the web for discoverability, so that they are indexed on search engine and they can acquire traffic organically or with other means. And on the stores for their loyal user base, those who purchase more and those with whom you make the most revenue with your app. So here you see the recurring purchases by technology, and above 10 orders, you see that the native app is far away from the web, and for 1 order only, you see that people use almost half web apps or native apps, and it makes sense because if you discover a product from a brand you don't know, you are not going to download their app right away. Maybe you make a purchase, and if you like this brand and you want to make other purchases, maybe you're going to download the app. And here you have the breakdown by platforms. So those were some of the benefits we can see when using app builders. Sorry. Okay. So the video is not launching. It was just a video to show you that with those technologies, app building platforms, it's now possible to create a wide range of applications to sell product with e-commerce apps. It can be for retail, it can be for food ordering, it can be for small businesses, or also a wide range of apps around content. If you want to sell content online, if you are a newspaper, if you are a content creator, if you are someone organizing events and so on, you can reduce the cost of creating your app by 10 with an app builder. You can also save time and be ready to market your product in 15 days or less. And also, you are able to deliver something to your user base, to your audience, that is at the standard with big brands, big apps that users are used to use every day. And that's important to compete in terms of attention and also appetence to use your product and make business with your brand. Thank you for your time and for your interest in this conference. If you have questions, I would be happy to answer your questions. Yes?
So I'd like to know about the back-end integrations, because we have some customers that they have WooCommerce and they have their products on their WooCommerce, and they're not looking interchanging the website. How this will be integrated with your GoodBarber backend? This is question number one. Same thing. Oh, yeah. Same thing for the. We have some customers that they have a point-of-sale system. And when we're talking about e-commerce, we need to synchronize the inventory of the point of sale with your platform. So we need to know about the integrations in that case.
Okay.
And third question, I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't see Google Pay at all in your payment solutions. And do you guys provide custom integration with any payment gateway? Because not all the countries, they allow the same payment methods. Thank you.
So, regarding the first question, WooCommerce and GoodBarber, or Shopify and GoodBarber, or other platform with GoodBarber, we have created some connectors, not for all platforms, but we have connectors for WooCommerce. And when you decide to add this connector to your project, then your app is going to work on the master-slave basis, where WooCommerce is the master and the app is the slave. So what we do is that we synchronize the catalog between WooCommerce and GoodBarber. And each time there is an order, for instance, we are able to decrease the inventory on the WooCommerce. We are also able to send back the order to WooCommerce so that it integrates the workflow you already have into WooCommerce, and so on. So this is the kind of integration we do between the two products. And so when you import the inventory, you import the collection, you import the product, you are able then to design the app the way you want, because it will use all the views and all the default template that we propose for you to create your app. So that's the answer we have today for this kind of project. Regarding the second question, we have some integration also with point of sales. And for those we don't have, it's possible for us to do custom development to create the integrations. It depends on what kind of APIs the point of sales can provide, so that we can create something that works or not, or that answer your needs.
But can I add like an API REST where I can? Oh, yeah. But you are able to provide me with a REST API where I can push to your database in GoodBarber from my point of sale, because we have a lot of point of sale systems, okay. Especially within the F&B as well. They are customized to a specific country. We cannot build the custom integration for each one of them. But is there an ability to be able to send my products from the point of sale, regardless, via REST API to your database?
Yes. In our public APIs, you have some methods where you can synchronize your catalog. You can add your products. You can update your inventory. You can do these kind of things. Yes. And regarding the third question, so we have implemented some integration with some payment methods. That's true that there are a lot of payment methods worldwide. So we decided to integrate with Stripe, PayPal, and Mercado Pago also for Latin America, because half of our customers are in the US, and the other half is divided by Europe and Latin America. So that's why we chose those three platforms. And for now, that's what we have.
But there is no custom payment gateway we can implement, or a redirection from your app?
No, there is no, because the way we've designed the e-commerce apps is with a single-page checkout, in fact, that integrates deeply with the core system of GoodBarber. And right now, we don't have an easy way, I would say, to let others install additional payment gateways in the product.
Thank you, Ron.
Hi, thanks for giving the first talk at 9 a.m. on the second day. I appreciate it. You talked briefly about Google indexing, and I wondered how GoodBarber supports brand new companies with insight on things like a go-to-market strategy and other, the surrounding piece around the marketing for their new brand.
So we support and we provide at the technological level. We provide the progressive web app, so a version of your app that can be indexed and discovered by search engine. But then, in terms of marketing, if it's your question, we do have a support team. In fact, people dedicated to help customers with their project, and it's possible to open tickets and discuss with us. And we can, when people make the request, to guide them to make the good choices to get discovered. So that's one answer we have. And also, we have a team of people who write regularly on our blog and provide tips for two. In fact, we have two kind of users. We have people who use directly the product. We call them the B2C customers, and they have one project and they want to create their app for this project. So we do write content for those people to explain them how to describe well their products, how to optimize their presence on the stores, for instance, and so on. And we do have also another kind of users we call resellers. It's mainly agencies or freelance that create the app for their customers. And for those ones, we have training programs, and we train them how to use the product, and also we send newsletters with tips also on how to develop their agency business through apps. So there were another question before the conference started. It was regarding the name of our company. So I was saying to the person who arrived first at the conference who asked me why it's called GoodBarber. So in fact, it started more than 10 years ago, and at that time, a lot of competitors had app in their name. So if you remember, there were App Machine, App Builder, and so on. And we wanted a name that was different and that people could remember well. That was the first reason. The second, as I said, is that at that time, there were a lot of buzz around Apple launching a product for TVs, reinventing the TV. And before creating GoodBarber, we created a project, a tool that's called WMaker. It is still a content management system to create websites. And in 2010, we created a declination of this product to create web TVs. Because we were waiting for this device that will reinvent the television. And also, we had the ambition for GoodBarber to be a tool to create apps for many things, not only for devices like phones. That's why we wanted a name that was agnostic from the name app. And the third reason was that the domain name was available, and we decided to choose it. Thank you very much, and I'm happy to see so many people this morning joining me for this conference. Thank you.